I am back with a recipe video. I just took a nap, so now I'm mildly tired as opposed to barely functioning tired. And I decided to show you how to cook with food that's going bad. Food that's been riding the struggle bus for over a week. It's a lot of the food you're going to see in this video looks very questionable. Very suspect. But we're going to just roll with it and hope that we don't get E. coli. So I hope you like it. I hope you decide to subscribe. And if you do like it, comment, let me know what you think. And if you make some of these recipes, even if it's not the same exact recipe or a variation of it, let me know. Let me know how it came out. And I hope it inspires you to get in the kitchen and get creative and have fun, you know? Thanks for joining me in advance and enjoy this delicious video.
All right, so Eric likes rice, and I'm meal prepping for Eric and I. I'm rinsing some regular schmegula rice. I'm using some tap water, and I'm basically just rinsing it until it comes out pretty clear. I am using a 1-to-1 ratio for this rice, but I'm using the rice cooker, and he likes it, how he says, very Asian. So I'm making it in this rice cooker, and I'm adding about 10% more of water, so about 1-to-1, but a bit more water. I had some ingredients in both my pantry and my fridge that were going bad. Some brown sugar, some hemp seeds, things that I just needed to use up. Some very geriatric, very elderly berries, and this mirepoix that I had put in the freezer and forgot about. So I defrosted. My sofrito was also in the freezer, and I have defrosted it as well. I have some raw eggs here. And I have some rolled oats. These are organic rolled oats. I also have a bunch of spinach that I just minced up. I sliced up. I had some parm, some crispy turkey bacon, some scallions, some shrooms, and some ground beef that was in the freezer for months. I defrosted it, and I didn't have some fresh garlic, so I'm using some powdered garlic and salt to season. So I start by opening up this package, breaking apart these patties, because I'm going to make some carne molida, and it's just easier to break it apart before I throw the whole patty in there. Because the beef is rendering so much fat, I'm just throwing it right in. Once that fat is rendered, I go in with mushrooms, and it's going to release some water. So I want to break down the shrooms. I'm also using some really old, really questionably eligible ginger. My garlic powder. The scallions. And salt to taste. I add in my sofrito. This is about a tablespoon and a half. And just some water so that everything mixes nice and easily. Because I'm making something savory, I actually like to add a little bit of sweetness. This this is sriracha. And this is actually for a bit of acidity and spice. So the brown sugar and the sriracha really help to thicken that up. And oof, look at that glossy, saucy Carne Molida. Alright, so we're going to start with the omelet. I'm starting with these 3. Whoops. We're going to have to take that one out. And hopefully my omelet's not crunchy. Anyways, so garlic. Then the ginger and the salt. We got to whisk it up. Then we're going to throw in that spinach, that bacon, and that parm. Whisk it up again. Throw some butter on the pan, because why not? And then that mirepoix goes right in. We're going to cook it down, because there's a lot of water in here from being in the freezer. Mushrooms are going in next. Saute, saute, saute. At this point, you want to keep the heat pretty low. You throw the omelet mixture on top, and then the lid goes on. And when that flame is low and the lid is on, it kind of creates this nice fluffy omelet once you shut the flame off. And it sits in that pan, the omelet comes right out. And I just threw it on top of a bed of rice. And look at those crispy edges. Look at that glossy, beautiful deliciousness. So I'm also using this mise en place glass little cute thing that I got at the thrift store. And I'm going to just press down some cooked rice onto a plate. And that ground beef from before is just going to go right on top. This was my favorite out of all 3 recipes. It came out like gourmet almost. It was so good. If you don't have rice, you can do mashed potatoes. You can just eat it on its own. Maybe put it on some toast. Honestly, whatever you have, you can work with. Be creative. All you have is ground turkey or ground chicken. You can do a variation of this dish with whatever you have. Even veggies, you can switch it up with some bell peppers or asparagus, anything. I've been a fan of overnight oats for a while now, and I typically do mine in a mason jar because these mason jars don't leak. They're great for things like this. I start off with a few tablespoons of these rolled oats, and I actually got this cashew yogurt from Trader Joe's. It's pretty good. Although it is not very sweet, it's pretty good. I like the consistency. I just throw in, from time to time, I throw in either some stevia or a sweetener of my choice. And in this case, since we're mixing it with the oats, I begin with half, or I guess a 1-to-1 ratio of the yogurt and the oats, and then I throw in some water just because it's going to soak up all that moisture from the yogurt, so I wanted it to not be so thick. I throw in my berries that are on their way out. These are pretty old, but they're still good. They're still hanging on. I'm throwing them in there, and I diced up some strawberries that were also on their way out. And this preserve that I end up adding in here is from a place in Boston, and it's called Penzies. If you're ever in the area, I highly recommend this place. They have some really interesting spices, some really cool, exotic, very delicious products that you can get, and it's a little pricey, but it's worth a trip, trust me. I also got these from Trader Joe's. These are some hemp seeds. I love hemp seeds. I'm just throwing in a couple tablespoons worth. I shut the lid and I throw it in the fridge overnight, and then I have a nice breakfast for work tomorrow. So that wraps up these recipes. I hope you're inspired. I hope you loved this video. And if you try all these recipes out, let me know. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!